Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live FB. I hope you all like the cartoon character of this picture of mine in here, but that's just more on the lighter side. But let's get on to something more serious as we've seen our market. Now, those of you who have checked out the morning podcast that I have on the Telegram group, and of course for our member, I have a special member podcast also for them to tell you what are the specific instruction that you should do by looking into this market. But tonight, let's take a look at what we can do, right, to get some edge in intraday trading. Especially, this is part of our 5-part series in the month of June, where we will share with you many of the benefits and new opportunity that you will find in our VSA 360. And for those of you who have not got VSA 360 in here, just stay to the end of our video tutorial. There are something goodies that I'm going to share with you in here. So let's get on to what we have, and if you have any comments or any questions, do put it into the comment in here, and do share this video in your timeline. All right, let's get started. Of course, this is the disclaimer information in here, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/tradevsa and get notified for all our video tutorial. Now we are coming to the month of June. For those of you who have joined us, probably would know we've been having a series of talk, our Wednesday night talk, together with my co-speaker Zach in here. We have done the first part on the 1st of June, beginner's guide, profit from the upcoming market recovery, which we talk about in here, sector and understanding trends, growth and FA growth. I did talk about those growth that has very good smart Robie rating, so check it out on the video tutorial on YouTube. And also last Wednesday, my fellow colleague Zach talked about the winning trading plans, how to use market stages in here. And tonight we will be talking about getting the edge, especially in the intraday. Now some of you may have wondered why intraday. Now I'm going to talk about a little bit more going forward in here. Now why intraday? Intraday has its meaning, especially for those of you who are looking for a little bit of side income but don't want to take more risk. Now remember, in this stock market right now, we are having the bear market in here, but there are opportunities, right? So if you do not know where to buy, and if you want to just buy for the short term, but more importantly, you don't want to risk it. So this is where you want to, get your hands on these tools and able to see some of those setup, some of those opportunity that we have for you in tonight in here. Of course, you can do it manually by analyzing all the stocks every day in the scoreboard, but this is time consuming. Just see on this top inside here, you can see there are so many of these stocks, and many of them, to be frank with you, have you ever tested them before? So this is another point that you want to able to test some of these setup, some of these stocks before really getting in, and also get the support that we have from our fellow coaches and myself in here. Of course, our VSA 360 is something that we're very proud of, and tonight will be the intraday alert. All right. Now, first thing in this coming session in here, you will learn how to do and understand intraday trading in the market uptrend strategy, right? So we are right now at the market bottoming in here. Should the market turn back up, we want to be trading in a shorter time frame, perhaps in the hourly chart, for uptrend strategy. And that's why we want to understand the market bottoming approach, which is the V or W, which is the double bottom part in here, right? So do you have any of those rules? If you don't, just adopt some of the rules that we have for you. And what are you particularly looking for? First, do you want to see market reversal on the daily basis happening in here, or the overall market? Good thing I've talked about already is the KLSE has already turned green pentagon, right? Has already turned green pentagon as of yesterday, and today is the first day, but the market did drop down 3 points, and this is also due to the S&P 500 being upgrading our market in here. So how does the intraday alert 360 work? I'll share with you some of the running of it, since I'm going to be showing you some of those trades in here. And also the key to successful day trading is choosing the right setup. More important, market reversal setup. First of all is the right condition, the optimal ST and LT, the green pentagon, and market stages. So we'll go through some of these in step by step. And of course, the whole notion about intraday trading is like this fisherman up there. You want to be able to catch a fish every day, to have a little bit of meal. Of course, not every day you'll catch it, but on most days, especially if you have a good weather, then there will be lots more fishes to catch. But on dry months like this, just like what we have in the bear market, you want to do a lot of paper testing, a lot of practice, and this is actually a good time to be practicing many of those trades and those setups, which are we talking about, and make sure you have them under your belt. Now, very important, we want to screen the intraday using the intraday alert. This is something that VSA 360, the alert center, has done very well. Now, unlike many other provider out there in here, we backtest many of our setup in here, and we have follow-up and also education material, which is based on the very popular volume spread analysis. That's the method which is actually pioneered by Tom Williams and also Richard Wyckoff back in the 1930s, where we look at the traces of the smart money by looking at the price and volume here. Now, of course, the alert that we'll be talking about is one of the sign of strength, overtake UT. Now, we all know UT is a sign of weakness, uptrust. Okay, UT stands for uptrust. So every time when the sign of weakness has been overwhelmed or overcome, then you show strength in here. Of course, bearing in mind we are still in the bear market, some of these overtake UT, OTUT will have some failure in here, but we will be looking some of those good setup and the right trade that will put you in the better position in here. Of course, the criteria we want to be looking for are stocks that is above 47 cents. We find things that is below the 20-30 cents. A lot of them are whipsaw, and the win rates isn't that good enough. We also want to have a good volume, and also the sector is booming in here. Our target profit is about 3 to 4% daily, all right, and if you can, or even less. And usually we want to exit by the end of the day or the following next day. If you happen to enter maybe in about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so you will probably enter the next day. And if you have some experience, right, especially right now, I've been saying you can actually do some of these back tests and find out how well they perform for you. The experienced trader can run a few more bars ahead. All right, so that is the rules that we are talking about. So if you have any question, do pencil those in there. I'm happy to go through them with you. Right, so trading in a market reversal, especially right now, we are looking for reversal. We want to be able to see the background as it is happening, looking to the left hand side of the chart. Now, left hand side of the chart, it is important. Why this is important? We want to see whether smart money is already started to accumulate. What are the price action that we see in here, and also what are the market doing right now? Do we see a distribution at the top? Is it coming down from the downtrend? Is it coming down from an uptrend? So all this we put into a picture of what we call market stages. Stage 2 is for up, stage 4 is down, stage 1 and 3 is sideways. We will look some example going forward, and also we want to switch to the weekly chart Pentagon Guider, because if you don't have that weekly, which is a slightly longer term, then you will have many of those trades likely to fail, because we want to have the stronger trend behind you. So we always look at the hourly during the intraday, then you have the daily chart, then we also have the weekly chart. So you want to see that the weekly chart Pentagon Guider is in the green territory. Make sure it's green territory. Then we also want the stock to swing higher, all right, which means we are looking for higher high and higher low, all right, versus lower high, lower low. We all know, right, higher high and higher low actually means the market is going higher. This is what we mean. Let me just show you here. Higher high, higher low. Okay, higher high, okay, and higher low. All right, this is what we're higher high and higher low. So this low is higher than the previous low here, so we get higher high and higher low. All right, and also we want that volume to start to increase over the last 3 bars as we are looking for that intraday movement in here. So those are some of the criteria we set up in here. Now let's take a look at some of those failed trade setup over the last 2 weeks that appeared in our charts inside here. Now you can see on top in here, first thing is Harrison. Now this is a schematic chart that I want to show you in here. You could see this market in here is actually range bound, right? This is on the 15th of June. You can see market stages. It was going up in here, but it fails to break down, and that's why we are likely to see a sideways market. The market will move from stage 2 to stage 3 here, right? And we're going to be looking at that example. And also let's look at Lei Hong. Now Lei Hong was going through all the way up thrust, but it was unable to break the old resistance here. All right, old resistance in here. As such, the market start to move in a stage, like it could be a stage 3. All right, you have a nice stage 2, but moving to a stage 3 in here. So that is on the 22nd and 26th of June. So these are the failed pattern here. I'm going to show you later on a fine pattern here. Okay, let's take a look at the chart, some of these charts that we talk about. Let me split them into two first. All right, just now the chart we were talking about is Harrison and Lei Hong. Okay, Harrison. So you want to have a chart like this, okay? A chart like this, which actually has the intraday movement with all our indicator. So make sure you grab a chart of this in here. If you're not, you can wait until the end of our session in here. We will give you a 10-day free trial to check it out in here. Now if you look from this chart, this is Harrison. You can see this chart in here. There's an old high here, all right? You have an old high. Let me just bring out this. So here you have an old high, you can have swing old high, came back down here and resistance, and then hit here, okay, and now it's trying to, so you can notice this is where this upthrust occurred. So you want to have an upthrust where it is above going in a straight line. So this was a fail. And also take notice, we want it to be in a green pentagon. Usually we want this to be a green pentagon, but this is in yellow pentagon. All right, yellow pentagon, so that's not so good. Okay, then the next one here is the same thing. This is Lei Hong going straight up, down here and here. The upthrust was actually this bar here. Okay, this one worked very well, but unfortunately this wasn't really confirming because there's no green pentagon in here. But you could see if you have a green pentagon, you might want to go in, but if there's no green pentagon, you want to stay out. So this is where we see another resistance here. All right, so that trade didn't work out that well. All right, so it's important you have this set up with you to be able to see the whole function in here. Now, if I go back to here, and you can see this is what we talk about in here. So Lei Hong has a failure here, right? And then we have the Harrison on this side. So it's important when you look at the chart, you want to see that chart is actually continuing in a stage 2, because we are seeing the market reversal is coming. Some of these stocks will actually turn higher. Let's look at two more examples right now, which is also failed trade setup before I show you. Next one is Tues and TechScam. Now Tues came out on the intraday screener on the 23rd of June, and also TechScam came out on the 17th. Now it's important for you to screen this out, so there is some preparation that you need to make. It's not that difficult. You just need to recognize this chart. As I said before, during this downtime, it's also good for you to go through some of the chart pattern and see some of them really fits into you. So let's take a Tues and TechScam. Okay, Tues and TechScam here, Tues. Now all these you will notice are actually poultry, because the last 2 weeks there were news about the government lifting the poultry prices. So a lot of these stocks actually tried to make new high but couldn't go higher. And TechScam is also food wise. You can see here, right? TechScam was a good one, but earlier on, right at the bottom here where the green pentagon, you had made a lot of money, but on top here, remember, these are very high distribution. Let's take a look at the chart setup. You can see from here, this is still saying it goes back up, but it couldn't go higher here, and this is where the market start to move sideways already. Now this one is said TechScam go higher, but the last time it actually failed, all right? Because the sell down to here, you can notice the sell off to here right, will still continue to go down in here. Of course, that's why we want to see this green pentagon. This was a green pentagon here, but we prefer the market to be up here. That's why we will likely to be buying. You can see this is the green pentagon. If you want to have green pentagon, we want to have it around here. Okay, this area is the area of interest. Okay, of interest where we want to establish a position. Okay, a position. Okay, now this is a green pentagon here. So you can see this market, right, continue to go up. But remember, for TechScam, right, it has made a very, very nice run on the top there. And that's what we have, this sell-off in here. Even this quick rebound, okay, usually it's not a good continuation. It is more likely what we call a distribution on the up bar and then start to break down again. So take note of this fail setup in here. Let's take a look at them again. So let me just re-examine. So this you can watch back again on the video, and then you will get some insights to what we say. So you can notice Tues has been moving in a sideways bar here. You have two, and that's why you want to use our trade VSA peak value. That also tells you here, this is the resistance. You can see these two are the resistance, this two is a support. You hit a top resistance here. Even this market now try to test it, but you still have this resistance at 84 cents. And every time when you see this kind of peak, right, very likely the market's not going to go higher. And the same thing with TechScam, started to make down almost 265% from this low base here. But if we take it from here, the last green pentagon, which happened on March, I'm trying to grab hold this. It doesn't look like I can grab it up. Okay, there you go. Okay, it's about 165% from the green pentagon that we have here. There was some nice upthrust overtake here. You can see these are the kind of upthrust, if you can overtake, it's actually a good one. But lately, as I said before, because the bear market is here, we couldn't find any overtake of the upthrust. All right, which means you can see UT, the next bar, the next one or two bar, that's the bar of nature of concern here. So right now you can see this UT here on a what we call an orange trend zone or red pentagon, not so good. You want to wait for the green pentagon. Okay, wait for the green pentagon, and the market is moving up in a nice stage. You will get something like that. So this one not so good. Okay, we were able to find one good trade setup. Now this is important, so I'm going to share with you in here. Now pay attention as I will be talking about this. This is where the good setup. Now we want to have the 20-40 moving average. Okay, the 20-40 moving average. That's the, on our trade VSA, you will see this 20-40 moving average denoted by the purple line, okay, and the gray line. All right, the purple line and then the gray line. And you also want the chart to move higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And next, so this is one, this is 20-40, and you want this 20-40 moving up like a railway track. Okay, like a railway track uptrend. Okay, 40 MA. So 20 MA, and that's the way, if it's moving up on the railway track, you can pretty much see it's actually in the stage 2. All right, and also look at the market stages. Okay, this is the third one, and the fourth one is market stages. Make sure it starts to go above the 0 horizontal line. All right, make sure it's 0. So those are the 4 things: swinging higher, higher, high, higher, low, and also you want to see this volume over the last 3 days will be increasing. Okay, number 5 will be volume increasing. Okay, 5 things in here, then the market will start to move up. So take note of this one here. Important, you can come back and always watch this again. All right, so these are the good trade setup. Now we've seen the early one, those fail setup, that will probably show you those trades don't work so well, because there is a lot of false signal, especially right now. We got a lot of reversal, a lot of market volatility, and we need to be very, very careful in here. And if you do pick some of these, you can make a good decent 3 to 4% per day. Now let's go on to our next here, right? This is the intraday alert came in on the 23rd. That was last week. You can see QL 23rd and 24th. The market was doing sideways here. You have the resistance, right? And then this is the area of interest. We have the 2040, okay? We have the 2040 was moving nicely. So we have the 20 and we have the 40 MA moving nicely here. So we also have this took out, we have this double top here, right? Yes, a double top, right? But notice this thing, the 20 was the supporting. Okay, and also we have the 0 horizontal line start to move up. So that was a really good thing too, okay? So, and then the market tried to break on the third time breakout. So those are very good too. And you also notice, if this is the market stages, the volume also increases. So volume increases. And that's how we want to establish a good setup for this. Let's take a look at QL that we have for you here. You can see, looking at here, you can see market stages, okay? Let me just bring in the... Okay, let's bring in my pen here. So you can see we have an old high here and hit here. There was a nice swing higher high, higher low, then go back higher high. And this is where we first detected the UT here, right? This is when we first detected UT here. This UT here, right? It goes high here. Now, it's also important to look at the weekly. Let me just make some amendment here. And okay, I want to show you the weekly chart too of QL. So you can see, let's switch to QL. Of course, we all know QL are doing well. They are both poultry and they are both a food industry, which is playing into a booming sector, which is the economic recovery right now here. So QL resources, and you can see this is a daily chart, right? You can see, right? That's where it hit the high, came back down, right? And then finally broke up very nice today on perhaps better earnings. I think there were earnings here, and that's why TradingView is definitely one of the charts that you want to have in. Right, but early on when the market was here, when it first came out on the 23rd, okay, on this 24th, first came out, you can see the upthrust bar, it moves higher than the upthrust, then the market start to push up in here, a nice decent move. But we want to show you the weekly chart. You can see weekly chart is actually swinging up nicely, right? Came up, swing down, swing back up, and broke through this 522. So that's a nice, that tells you QL, it will start to move up. And also notice in here, this market is moving higher, right? You can see this is moving higher in here, and that's why you want to be in here. Let's look at the volume too. You can see this volume here, 1, 2, 3, except for the last volume that was low, but finally we got a nice volume that took out this high. So that's a really, really good one here. All right. Now going forward, some opportunity to look at. Now take note, this one not ready yet. You can see also Inari. Okay, let's bring in Inari. You have the swing high, low here, swing low here. So you can see this is actually at the double bottom. So it is a double bottom strategy. Okay, double bottom, we call it bottom fishing. Possible, okay, but not as good as if it's trending higher. So you have this upthrust right now. So the next 2 days, take a look at it. If it does break in, especially tonight, if the market, the US market can break in here, then you'll see this market start to break back up also. So you need to take out, you see the last upthrust, they could not break through here. So that's why, although it has a green pentagon, so the setup is nicer. So this one, you can just take a look at it. Next one, much better, it's power roots. Okay, you can see power roots, we have a very nice, we have the 2040 20 MA 40 MA in a nice uptrend. No green pentagon yet. Okay, wall, you see this thing is also above the 0 horizontal line, which is good. Anything that's above the horizontal 0 market stages, that means this market can actually move. So if you look back on previously, right here, you'll notice Inari hasn't make it yet. Okay, hasn't make it yet, so not yet. Whereas this one, it's nice, started to move up just above the green line here. So we have the upthrust. As soon as tomorrow you hold this end, it will start to move up. Green pentagon is going to come up, and then you're going to have volume coming in very nicely here. So we're just waiting for that volume. So this is the setup that we will like for power roots. Again, all those food seems to be doing much better in here. If you have any question in here, do pencil those in. I'm happy to look at them right now in here. All right, so remember, green pentagon is up signal, red pentagon is down signal in here, right? And that's available with our VSA 360 follow the smart money in here. Now, of course, some of the benefit with the VSA Pentagon Guider, okay, and our intraday alert, that you get live stock idea streaming into your desktop, basically into the VSA 360. Then it categorized by trade type for different strategy. Even if you are simple, advanced, it fits you very right nicely. And also from our trading view, you can look at the stock chart with all the details company, including financial and earning releases, even before some of you who are more serious looking into it. Let's give an example here. All right, let's take a look. We have QL in here. We just seen the overtake of the upthrust, the market move up in here, and then you can also look at the financials, right? You can see it does pay a 0.67% dividend. There is no PE. All right, there's no PE here. Is it losing money? Okay, we can check it out in here, but we can also go into the overview. We can look into statement. We can look at the statistics here. All right, you can see PE is 56 times. Right now it's a bit high on the PE on the side. Return on asset and equity is 9%, so it's definitely not one of the good for investing in the long term. Short term trading, if it's more like a hit and run, 3%. Those trades you can do it much okay in here, but at least the trend is on your side for this trade in here. All right, so let's take a look at our VSA 360, and this is how it looks like. So once you get hold of VSA 360, right, and we will share with you how you can get the trial. You just log into here, the VSA 360 here, and you go over to premium alert. You go to intraday alert, and all those alert, they'll go started by time. So when you first get in, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, all those alerts, they will come out. This is what we are looking at, and power roots what came out. OTUT, which is the 174, okay, 174, 36K, and this is where you use those trade setup which I've just shared with you, right? The one that is trending up with railway track 2040 moving upwards. So those are the one you want to look at, okay? You can look at pet gas. Let's take a look at pet gas here. You can see pet gas not so good. You can notice, right? The trend now is down, so you don't want to be trading this. Trend going up, trade it. So with that of the trade setup, the good setup that we share with you in here, that will take you into a very good position. So all you gotta do is wait for those trades to come up to you, and you just need to do the final screening before you trade it. Of course, if the market, the KLSE market, is actually trending higher, much higher, then it will be much better. Of course, we also have the daily screener, which actually look into the different strategy, whether it's bottom fishing. But as I said before, not many stocks are in the nice right trend right now, okay? Not many of the stocks are in the uptrend right now. Many of them are actually trending sideways. So a lot of time you'll be doing some sort of bottom fishing. All right, you can also look to the past by clicking on this, and that will take you on some past trade that you can do some back testing. So this is on the 28th. Today is 29. You can look on 28, submit that. We are looking, that's how I found power roots on the 27, okay, 27, 28. Okay, we have another one, YNH props. Again, look at that one too. And you can see here, YNH is also upthrust pickup here, okay, which is quite good too. You can see the two moving average is up. It hasn't done green pentagon yet, okay. Volume it's quite sketchy, but this one's not too bad. You still have a resistance here. The whole point is if you wait for the green pentagon, if the green pentagon does comes out, that's the one you want to be going into. Let's take a look at YNH. Now, if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, do pencil those in them. Happy to look at them. You can see this is the one that you can see here. Even though you're up trust, the next two bar, we want that bar to move closer. That's why we still want to wait for that green pentagon. But no doubt about it, this stock is moving higher. It has swing up in here, but do take note of the old high 348. Okay, 348 on the backdrop of the market bullish bearishness that you've seen. Very likely these stocks may break down rather than breaking up. All right, so that's why you need to do a bit of practice before you. There are other types for different strategy, but I'll keep it for a different session altogether. These are Syscorp. Okay, and all right, so let's sum it up a bit. So know your background. Okay, every time when you trade, always try to know your background, where you're looking at. Look on the left hand side of the blue. Remember, we talked about market stages. Is it stage 2, stage 4, 1 and 3? And right now with the market being bearish, I think it's also a good time to pick up VSA 360 and actually really practice it. Use the weekly chart Pentagon Guider to give you a lot more confidence when the market is trading up. So if you look back on the example just now, if you're looking at the stocks, K&M, let's switch on to a weekly chart. Weekly chart is still in a nice uptrend, you can see, right? So it's validate the market going higher in here. You got the volume is staying still pretty much in here, the same place, but it has broken higher. You can see the old high, which is over on this side, that was way back in 2020. Possibly it may retest back the old one, but again, if you are trading for intraday, look for those stocks which is smaller, less than 1 ringgit or maybe 110, because you want to do a hit and run, especially in this time frame. But if you are looking for longer term, this may suit you a good one too. Okay, weekly chart, you want to see the market able to swing higher high, higher low, like the example we've seen on QL, right? Some of them are not swinging that much, so they become volume over the last 3 bars. Okay, the volume over the last 3 bar, if it's not sufficient, then the one is not so good. You don't have to. Now remember, VSA 360, unlike others, we also have the fundamental tool where you can look at the normal analysis of the market. So make sure you check me out on the Friday Trade with VSA, the breakfast show, where I'll use the VSA 360 to look for a couple of stocks that is fundamentally sound to help you make the best trading decision over and get better returns on your investment. Now, completing the journey, just want to update everybody. We do have our 20 days live trading challenge for our plug-in and members. And so far, they've been doing pretty well. We started the live trading challenge for 2 months. They are just using the intraday alert. That's the one that I've just shared with you. They are trading that, and they are able to make pretty decent return. We have a host of 36 participants in there. Many of them are actually just staying sideways, just like I said before. They do not trade if they don't find that nice setup that you've seen in here. So right now you can see the winner in here has a 5.8%. And some of them are in the range of 1 to 2%, which is not too bad considering we are in the bearish market. They're able to find the kind of return within 1 week, 2%, which is really, really good already for the week. As a matter of fact, many trades may not turn out to be well in here. So this is another testimonial of how our members are using the VSA 360 to find intraday trades even in the bad time like this. So right now we are giving the 10-day free trial. If you're interested to try it out, use this QR code or go to our website in here or contact 010-266-9761 and we will activate the 360 account for you to test it out, as well as the trading view chart where you can see all the weekly charts. So make sure you have a trading view account too. So get that in here. And for those of you who are ready, right, giving you a first mover advantages, you can sign up our Trade VSA package in here, And also, remember last week we did cover the growth sector. So VSA 360, looking at the market, helping you to trade better every time, right? Even though we are just looking tonight for the intraday in here. And also for those of you who are seeking the SIDC CPE 10 point, next Thursday I'll be doing this CPE course, VSA and fundamental for effective trading in the market. So if you need those 10 point in here, make sure you join us in here for the 7th of July for our CPE course, as I am a CPE instructor in here. All right, and that's all we have for tonight. And don't forget to join our Telegram chat room if you have not done so, and also share the link that you see in here, so you will get good trading tips and morning podcasts from myself in here to be informed of the market. Okay, someone is asking about Psycorp. Sure, let's take a look at it. Now, Psycorp, like it or not, there is an uptrust in here, but it's still range bound, right? So you still have to wait a bit more. Like I said before, it's still range bound. Remember what we talked about, those setup in here, right? Those setup will definitely give you the best trade setup. Even if you have an uptrust, this market will move up. So intraday, maybe if it takes out the 43 cents, and before, and also notice, we prefer stocks that is above 47 cents. If you have not bought it, look for some other trades. If you have bought it, then maybe you want to take profit at 44 cents. All right, because this is quite a big move, 6% movement in here. You can actually switch to the hourly chart and trade using the Pentagon Guider. All right, the Pentagon Guider hourly chart will be another strategy that you can use to trade Xinjiang shipping. All right, Yusuf, that's another way of doing that, because this also provides you a nice basis compared to the overtake of the uptrust. All right, that's all I have tonight. Thank you for watching and thank you for your time. I'll see you on Friday. And don't forget, our VSA 360 Masterclass, right, will be on Friday with Dr. Gary. He will be back for our second session for our Masterclass member in here to share with us the power of trading psychology and how to overcome it to explore new opportunities in the market. With that, I'll see you on Friday night with Dr. Gary. Bye-bye. Thank you again.